Worrying, I'm guilty. We all do it, right? I think that's not creative at all.
Okay.
That's actually dampening your creativity, worrying about things that you cannot control. So, you got to reel yourself back in and say, hey, you can't do anything about what you can't do anything about.
Hello, writers and readers. Welcome to Bookmarked Live at Black Writers Weekend. We are at this incredible venue powered by Black Writers Weekend and Riverside Epicenter. We're thrilled to have Challedon Saltor here with us as we celebrate and uplift the voices and stories of Black writers. I'm Shamiko Reed. Let's get started. So, Challedon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Challedon Saltor. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I've been in Atlanta a long time. They say I have my peach, but I beg to differ. I'm still a Baltimore girl at heart.
Okay.
Yep.
And so I see here that your mom signed you up for the Arena Players when you were a child and you were sold. Mm-hmm. Tell me what that experience was like for you and how that led you to fall in love with acting.
Okay, so she enrolled me in Arena Players, which is the longest continuous running Black theater in the United States. A lot of people don't know that, but just had to throw that out there. But how I ended up in theater. Pretty much it was an extracurricular activity. So in Baltimore, just, giving me another outlet to be creative and also something to do in the summertime, she decided to enroll me in theater. It's not because I was an outgoing child. I was kind of shy and quiet. It was just something to try. So she exposed me to that. I fell in love with it. Each year she'd ask me, is this really what you want to do? And I'm like, yep. And I kept going. Even when my friends stopped, that was a telltale. When they stopped going, she's like, you still want to go? I'm like, yep. So I continued with that up until about 13. And I went on and, I still would act here and there. And then when I went to college, I finished and I said, you know what? I really want to now get into film and television. So I heard a buzz that Atlanta would be what it is today. So I relocated, just took a chance and went from there. And then I ended up, my first on-screen acting job was on the House of Pain, Tyler Perry studio on Krog Street. So that was a very long time ago. But yeah.
So you went to college at UMES. Mm-hmm. And how did you find out that Atlanta was going to be this hub for everything you wanted to do? Was it something you heard at college or just heard through professional outlets?
It was a guy I was dating at the time. He was a recording artist. So he had a lot of insight on things that would change throughout, the industry. I also was working at WERQ. I was an intern there, Radio 1 in Baltimore. So I got little tidbits here and there that the film industry, when the music was budding, of course, musically, Atlanta has always, had a presence, but it was at the time where it was really growing. But I also started to hear about the film industry would be coming here. So decided to take a chance, and it is definitely happening.
And so you said your first on-screen credit was Tyler Perry's House of Pain.
Yes, I was a featured extra.
What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was like a dream. Like literally when I walked on set, I saw Keisha Knight Pulliam. I'm like, wait, that's Rudy. I don't know why I didn't know this, but I was like, well, Tyler Perry's not going to be there. Why would I think he's not going to be there? So when I walked in on set, on the actual set, I see Tyler Perry, and I'm like, he is here. So I knew him from the plays. Like, my mom actually, introduced, his plays to me. She would send it on VHS. Telling my age. When I was in school, she would send it to me in the mail, and I would watch his plays. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, he's actually here. Why wouldn't he be, right? Alan Payne was there. Everybody knows who that is. So it was a bit surreal. But it was like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. But yeah, it was amazing.
And so from that, you've gone on to grow your resume and have all these different credits. What thus far has been the most fulfilling for you?
Let's see. That's a good question. A layered one. The most fulfilling role?
Yes.
I'm just so grateful for every experience that I've had so far. I know it's more to come. I can't really say that it's one because each time I get a new one, it's like, this is the one. I think I feel like that about any opportunity that I've been given. So
okay. And so I see here most recently, and maybe there's something since this bio was given to me. You've been on season 4 of BMF. So having the experience, your first experience working with Tyler Perry, and then now having the opportunity to work with the Stars Network and 50 Cent's team, was it similar? Was Curtis in the building, or was it in the hands of his team? Like, how was that for you?
Curtis was not in the building. This is my second time working with Stars. I actually I was on Power Force, season 2 of Power Force. That's Tommy's show, his spinoff. BMF season 4. It'll be out in March, so 2025 it'll be out. But it was a really, they have a great production company, a great set. Everybody's very nice. It was just to see my growth. I think sometimes you have to step outside of yourself and you're like, I can't believe this is happening. I still feel that way, and it's still to me only the beginning. So this is still the beginning for me, but yeah.
Okay, I hear that. It's still the beginning for you. So you've been in Atlanta for a while, and I know this year is the 16th annual Black Writers Weekend. How did you get involved with Black Writers Weekend, and how do you feel about speaking this year?
I'm very honored to be speaking this year, and this is actually my first time coming. My publicist, she actually asked me would I be interested, and I said absolutely, because I've definitely heard good things. So I'm very honored. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my first time too, so thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for having me.
So along those lines, you have a publicist, and how did you build that relationship, and how has it benefited you as a creative?
Having a publicist, I think it's the timing of it all. I think if you know that you have things lined up coming out, it's good to have that publicity, and it's in line with what you're doing. It's the time for everything, I think it just was timing, a good time. A good friend of mine, she actually referred my publicist, so, yeah.
And so with season 4 of BMF coming out next March, you needed some publicity to build up and have people ready to see you on that screen, right?
Yes.
And so since you are here, I know the panel you're speaking on is We Are Creative. Let me make sure.
Owning Your Creative.
Thank you. Owning Your Creative. What are you most excited about sharing with the audience?
To never give up. Always, I know it sounds so cliche, but it's really, if you give up, nothing will happen. If you keep going, something will happen. And that's just the honest truth. Listen, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. Don't think that things will just fall into your lap. People can get you there, but you're going to have to do something. You got to put skin in the game, sacrifice, if that's what you really want. So you really have to ask yourself, is this what I really want? Because it won't be easy. Of course you hear no's. You're going to hear silent is no too, Yes. You're going to get a lot of no's or quiet, or things change, the disappointments. And sometimes, a lot of times, most of the time, it's not personal. It's just the nature of the beast. You could be here and it changes, or you could be on a show and it's canceled. Like, I'm on a show called 61st Street. It's a new show, and it just was picked up again on the CW network, but before it was on AMC. And it's Peter Moffat's show, executive produced by Michael B. Jordan. So I was so excited, went to Chicago. We filmed 2 seasons. They got 2 seasons off the rip. We filmed both. They showed 1 season, show's canceled. I'm on season 2. I'm like, oh my gosh, so this is going nowhere? But a couple years later, it was picked up by CW. So now tune in every Monday.
Okay.
To see 61st Street is a really good show, but it just shows you how things can change.
And that lends itself to one of the quotes you gave us. You said no means next opportunity. So just because things didn't work out at AMC doesn't mean they didn't work out at CW.
Listen.
And hopefully they'll be calling you back to do season 3.
And they will. We're going to speak it into existence. But no, I received that. I'm hoping that they will too. But anything can change, and it is very disappointing, But luckily this worked out for 61st Street, and prayerfully they get more seasons.
So with all of your years of experience as an actress, have you ever had the opportunity to be on the other side of the script and do any writing?
I'm actually a producer. So,
Okay.
yeah, me and my business partner, Leslie Black, we have a production company. It's called Scene 29 Productions. We're in production right now with Embry Perry, who is Tyler Perry's youngest brother, for a television show called What Happened to Love. So, yeah, I'm on the other side. I have a love for that too. I'm creative all around.
Okay, I hear that.
Not just in front of the camera, but behind.
And so tell us a little bit more about your experience producing, because not everybody understands what a producer does.
They don't. It can be tricky to try to understand that, but I think my strong point as a producer is being very resourceful. I'm very resourceful and I'm creative in that way. It's fun. I love it. I love it just as much as I do in front of the camera.
Okay.
I have a lot of passion for behind the camera too.
And so, as a producer, what's your favorite project that you've had the opportunity to bring to life?
So far, I think it's what happened to love. I think it's something that's needed right now.
Okay.
I think it's really going to be something that everybody will like and can
Shake
relate
up the
to.
game.
Yeah, we need it right now. It's missing.
It's definitely room for refreshing energy and entertainment.
Yep.
I think you get to be a little bit overwhelmed by all the options, or then you feel like things are a little bit stale. I don't know what I want to watch. These things are all similar. Yep. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing us something new.
Excited.
Now, what would you share with somebody who's on the beginning of their writing journey or their acting journey? What's one piece of advice you would give to them?
Stay positive. Keep yourself around people who believe in you. You don't need any negativity, and just kind of make sure you're always surrounded by good people in a good environment to the best of your ability. If you can control that. If you're spiritual, stay prayed up. That's worked for me. Yeah, and just stay the course. Some days you might, because life, like I tell people all the time, life is going life, right? So you still have to do that, but that might make you a better writer. Matter of fact, not might, it will. It makes you a better artist. Whether we know it or not, sometimes when life is life and we like, I just don't know, but it will make room for your dreams and it'll make you a better artist.
Okay, I receive that. When life is life and it's going to make room for you to be a better artist.
It does.
And you shared about having people in your corner who believe in you. Tell us, who's been your biggest cheerleader?
My mom was. I recently lost her right before the pandemic, but I would say my mother for sure. My family, I have a really good family. I have a big family too. Cousins and aunts. My family. Yeah.
Okay.
And
sorry
friends.
to hear about your mom.
Oh, yeah.
But, being a Baltimore girl, you got a big family, and they keep you grounded, and they all in your corner.
Yes.
And so have any of them come down to Atlanta with you?
To visit?
She said to visit. She's like, listen, love them.
To move? Oh, move?
Yeah.
One of my cousins, she did. She came down. She went to Clark, graduated. She got married and moved back home.
Okay.
But, no, they come to visit. For sure,
Good.
yeah.
So you still have that interaction with them, even if it's not on a daily basis.
Oh, yes. Yes, and I go home quite often. I'm still a Baltimore girl now. I have to go get my crab cakes. Okay. Some crab.
Where's your favorite place to get them?
Oh, crab cakes, Coco's Pub.
Okay.
That's
a new
that's
one. Haven't
that's
heard
the
of
best crab cake I've ever had in my life. Okay.
Where is that? What part?
It's East Baltimore.
East Baltimore.
It is.
Okay.
And I'm from West, but I will travel. Coco's Pub. But I mean, you can't go wrong. You're in Baltimore, crab cakes are gonna be good. But being from there, I can say that's
the best. Okay. Well, I'm gonna make sure all the Baltimore people that I know try Coco's Pub.
Try Coco's.
And so, what do you do as an artist to keep yourself growing in your skills in between projects?
Living. It's important to still be yourself. This is what you do. This is not who you are.
Amen.
So able to separate that, just live, travel, hang out with friends, whatever it is that you like to do, the gym.
Visiting your family
Visiting your family, anything that it is that you like to do, make sure you do those things. And there you have it.
Okay. What is your favorite thing? So I had someone in here earlier, and their session was called Take Care of You. And so I asked them, how do they take care of themselves? I won't tell you their answer yet because it was a doozy and it was good. It was great.
Okay.
It hit me there. But I want to know your answer first.
Okay. Taking care of me looks like I definitely go to the gym. I feel like that keeps me balanced. You know, at least do that about 4 to 5 days a week. I feel mentally it keeps me balanced. And it's definitely good for your health, as long as you have the diet going along with it. But if anything, if nothing else, it will keep you balanced mentally. I do have a therapist. I feel like that's important, especially, you know, because life be lifing, right? What else? I like to travel, and I have really good friends. It's important to communicate with people that you trust. Just keeping the lines of communication open. But say that's the main things that I do. But anything self-care that I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that now. I'll just try it. Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you with the answer that I heard earlier.
Okay.
Forgiveness is a form of self-care.
Ooh.
I said, okay, now help me out with that one. And you said you're in therapy, and they said their therapist had to help them understand that holding on to anger towards themselves or others for things that did not go as planned was not helping them, and they had to forgive and release that energy, and that would help them have the clarity to move forward. And I was just sitting here like,
that is true.
Oh my goodness, like, you know, I would have never thought to add forgiveness on my self-care list, but that was a good one.
Was that person a therapist? That sounds like something that a therapist would tell you. You know that forgiveness is a form of self-care.
They run a spa. They run a spa, so yes. So
yeah, no,
that was on the top of the list. I'm saying, okay, well, I'll add that to my personal repertoire. Make sure that I'm taking accountability and I'm forgiving myself and not beating myself up for mistakes when things go wrong. And, you know, add that to the list.
And maybe go a little deeper, like forgiving other people.
That was also included.
Because sometimes we hold on to
grudges.
And that is draining you because the other person is not thinking about what they did to you, more than likely. You're thinking about it, and you're still worried about it, and you're still mad about it. So I guess that falls, I can
good one,
I think
right?
That's a really good one.
Caught you up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a creative, what things do you do that people wouldn't associate with creativity?
They wouldn't associate with creativity. This is a good question.
Today I've talked to writers, screenwriters, poets, now an actress, somebody who runs a spa. And so all of these things are, you know, just creative outlets and businesses and things of that nature. But, like, you know, sometimes we do things that are not utilizing that artistic piece of us.
Worrying. I'm guilty. We all do it, right? I think that's not creative at all.
Okay.
It's actually dampening your creativity, worrying about things that you cannot control. So, you know, you got to reel yourself back in and say, hey, you can't do anything about what you can't do anything about.
Yeah, accurate. You can only control what you can control.
I'm guilty. I can worry sometimes. And I had to say, wait a minute, what are we doing?
Okay. And so what is one thing that the arena players taught you that you still carry into any project you work on?
Go after your dreams wholeheartedly.
Go after your dreams wholeheartedly.
Even if it started as something so small and it just sparked in you, go after it because it's there for a reason. Dreams are put in you for a reason. It just doesn't appear from out of nowhere. It's for a reason. So own it and go after it.
Okay. So you are very, very much like, no, I'm going in. I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get it done.
Anything that I've wanted to do, yes. If I really felt it, yes, I'm going to do it.
Okay. I love that about people from Baltimore.
Yeah, we do have a certain drive about us.
Yes, you all do. Yes.
We have a certain drive about us. Because it can be crabs in a bucket. Now, either you going, not pulling nobody else down, but you need to be getting out if you can.
Okay, so along those lines of getting out, what do you do to build up your community that you no longer live in or the community you currently live in?
I still have my home there in the same neighborhood I grew up in. We have a recreation center there. I make sure I stop by. I want to definitely do more with that. They need a facelift, and It's always been a staple in the community. I'm so grateful that that particular recreation center is still open because they closed down so many. So it is a great staple in the community for the kids and the basketball teams, and people utilize it for other activities in the community. So I love that. Giving back, I have a lot of plans to give back to my city. A lot of plans for that. But I make sure that I'm always in my neighborhood. When I go back home, I'm not somewhere else. I'm in the neighborhood that I literally grew up in. Like, yeah.
I don't think people understand how important what you just said is, because I think about the generation that fought for integration, not realizing what a blessing it was for different, the word is escaping me at the moment, but I want to say classes of black people all living in the same community.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of removed the stigma of classism we kind of experience today, because when you are a lawyer living next to the sanitation worker for your neighborhood, you guys know each other personally.
Right.
And so you know each other as humans and not as what you do. Like you said, I'm a person first. This is what I do. It's not who I am. And I think a lot of times people get caught up in their career as who they are. And so there's a lot of people who use their career as a tool to escape where they're from, not realizing that where you're from help make you who you are.
Absolutely.
and that the environment and the circumstances of that environment doesn't necessarily make it a bad place just because it has whatever reputation it has. And seeing people who are from that community come back to that community, it does an abundance of good that is often overlooked.
It is. It is. I also provide affordable housing because that's something that my parents did. So I took that business over as well. So just, making sure people have a nice place to stay, that in the community, I think that's important too. So that's also something that I do in my city. But no, I love Baltimore. And a lot of my friends are like, oh, why do you still go here or go there? That's where I'm from. I still go to some of the same places if it's my favorite restaurant or carry out. I mean, I'm still me. I'm me first. So, yeah, I'm definitely connected. The same. Nothing's changed about me. I don't think that anybody in my family or friends would say that, except for they're like, why are you doing that? But that's just who I am. So.
I can tell that about you. You feel very grounded, like, no, I'm cool, I'm good on all of that.
Yeah, I still want my chicken box and my half and half. I know you know about that. I still
do.
have my favorite places, when I want to indulge. Yep. I will too.
So tell me about moving to Atlanta and what that experience was like for you. Was it everything that you were expecting of it? How long did it take you before you got your first on-screen experience?
And moving to Atlanta, that was one of the best feelings ever. The best feelings ever. I know it was the right choice. It was a big step leaving my family and moving because no one was here. But I knew I felt it. It's what I had to do. Some things you just know. It didn't take that long for me to end up on screen. I actually was doing a photo shoot. And a casting director walked in while I was doing a photo shoot and asked who I was and actually placed me in a music video.
Okay.
So I started that way. So what was the first video? I feel like it might have been T.I. had a group, PSC, so long ago. I think it might have been their video, one of their videos. But yeah, I started off like that. So from there, she would call me, and then I became an extra in Stomp the Yard. Because she casted more than just videos. It's extra in Stomp the Yard. ATL was an extra in ATL.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It is.
Yeah, so it went from there.
Okay. And so what has been the most transformative experience for you since becoming an actress here in Atlanta?
In what aspect?
So a lot of people feel like they come here, this is working, now I'm going to LA. And some people come here and they're like, this is working for me, so I'm staying here. What happened here for you to make you say, this is my place, I'm staying here, I love what I do?
I've grown with Atlanta. I've grown, I feel like, with the film industry. and I'm around my peers, and we've all came up at the same time. Some of those directors that were directors of music videos moved on to film and television as well. A lot of the production crew, they've moved on as well. So just I've come up with the film industry here. So I like it. I'm not saying it's never leaving here, but right now I just don't see a reason to. But if that door opens, I'm going to go with it. If that's what I'm supposed to do, I'm always going to go where I'm supposed to at that time.
That you said that you grew with the industry, because a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who migrated to Atlanta post-grad, and they were like, Atlanta full, don't come here. Don't come, it's full. It's full. Stop coming here. I want to be able to get to work on time.
Right.
And then I had a baby 4 years ago, and my friends who are parents are like, okay, you can come.
Okay.
But everybody else stay out.
Okay.
And so being able to grow with the industry, it's like you said, you must have come at the right time, because for you it's been an organic experience, and you've been able to grow with the industry of your choice. Not everybody can say that. Some people came after the boom, and they're like, okay, well, I'm not getting those opportunities y'all was talking about, because the walls have kind of closed. People kind of know who they know and know who they want to use. Have you experienced any of that, having come and grown with the industry? Have you ever felt like shut out at all?
I think I have, but I don't think that it's personal. Like I said, you're going to always hear no's, or things might not go the way that you thought they should have or that you wanted it to. So I think those feelings, not saying it was invalid, but that might not have been the case. I think it's timing. Sometimes it's not the right time. Sometimes you might think you're ready and you're not. So it's a lot of things that fall into why you might think that, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. It's other factors.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today. Is there anything else you would like to share to close out about you, your career, Black Writers Weekend?
Black Writers Weekend, I'm so excited to see what else is in store. I want to go to other panels and check out what everyone has to say, and knowledge they can give, and what I can gain and learn. For sure, follow me on Instagram. It's Miss Ask About Me. That's MSASK About Me. And then also Scene 29 Productions is myself and my business partners' Instagram. Follow us there. We're looking for people, writers, hairstylists, anybody that we can collaborate with. So definitely follow us there. BMF Season 4 will be out next year, so check me out on that. It's a new show coming to All Black called Conspirators. I'm a series regular on there. That'll be coming out at the end of the year. So again, that's on All Black. What else do we have? We have 61st Street. It's every Monday on CW, so you can check me out there. And then also a film that I did called I'll Find You. We don't have a release date for that yet, but it'll be coming, I would say maybe 6 to 8 months at the most. Okay. Keep an eye out for that. And then also our television series that we're working on with Embry Perry, that'll be coming out soon. So just stay tuned to socials and you should see something there.
Okay, so I'll Find You, and then the other one was Where to Love?
What Happened to Love.
What Happened to Love.
And that's a television series.
Okay.
But yeah, anybody that's following your dreams, I know it's cliche, but it's real. If you give up, nothing's going to happen. But if you keep going, something will happen, okay?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to our amazing sponsors, Afros and Audio, Ike Ocean, Amazon KDP, All Americans Vote, Delphine Legacy Media, and Riverside Epicenter. Your support makes this event possible. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Black Writers Weekend and join the conversation using the hashtag BWWBookmarked on social. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the weekend.